What is polymorphism? Many forms. Many forms. Okay. Poly means many. Morphism means forms. Polymorphism means many forms. How many types of polymorphism? Two types. What are those? Couple time polymorphism example. Time polymorphism, runtime polymorphism. Two types. Compile time polymorphism example. Method overloading. Okay. Method overloading completed. But method overriding, that is runtime polymorphism. Next note on runtime polymorphism. Runtime polymorphism. Binding of method call statement with method definition is done at runtime is known as runtime polymorphism. Runtime polymorphism. Binding of method call statement with method definition is done at runtime is known as runtime polymorphism. Example, method overriding. Example, method overriding. Example, method overriding. Note on method overriding. If two or more methods, with the same name and with the same parameters list, then it is said to be method overriding. If two or more methods with the same name and with the same parameters list, then it is said to be method overriding. If two or more methods with the same name and with the same parameters list, then it is said to be method overriding. Say, binding of method call statement with method definition is done at runtime is known as runtime polymorphism. Binding of method call statement with method definition is done at runtime is known as runtime polymorphism. If it is at compile time polymorphism. Runtime polymorphism. But compile time polymorphism example, overloading. Runtime polymorphism example, overriding. Okay. Same name with the same parameter list, it is said to be method overriding. Just note on this one. If two or more methods with the same name and with the same parameters list, then it is said to be method overriding. Can we override methods in the same class? No. You already studied ambiguity. Note on. Methods cannot be overridden in the same class because of ambiguity. Methods cannot be overridden in the same class because of ambiguity. Methods can be overridden in inheritance only. Methods can be overridden in inheritance only. In inheritance only, we can override. That's the reason first I taught inheritance. Okay. Polymorphism requires inheritance. Methods can be overridden in inheritance only. Now, how method overriding related to runtime polymorphism? That is how to explain. How method overriding belongs to runtime polymorphism. That is how to explain. I'll explain. First, is it over? See, two types of polymorphism: compile time polymorphism, runtime polymorphism. Binding if it is done at compile time polymorphism. Binding if it is done at runtime polymorphism. Example of that one, overloading. Example of this one, overriding. Same name, same parameter list, overriding. But you cannot override in the same class. If you want to override, compulsory inheritance required. Okay. Now, you observe. Suppose if I write like this, void show integer x, one method. Again, void show integer y. Is it overloading or overriding? Over. Method name show. Method name show. Same name. How many parameters? One. Here how many? Which type? Data type also same. It is overriding. Suppose if I write like this, overloading. Number of arguments same, but data type different. It is overloading. Okay, it is overloading. Now, if I write here int, is it valid? Is it valid? No. Why it is not valid? While calling, ambiguity comes. Say b equal to new b dot show. One number if I pass, error comes. In this situation, ambiguity comes. It cannot understand whether first method should call or second method should call because both are having only one integer. This is not possible. Okay. Now, if I write like this, overloading or overriding? Overloading. Here no argument, here one argument. It is overloading. Now, if I write like this, is it valid? No, it is not valid. Okay. Now, overriding possible in inheritance only. Suppose void show. System.out.println. Suppose A class. Here I'll write void show. If I write system.out.println B class, it is also not overriding. Inheritance is not there, observe. Methods can be overridden only in inheritance. In inheritance only. So extends A. Now, here one more method I'll write, print. System.out.println something print method. Here one more method I'll write, display. system.out.println display method. I'll remove main method. Main method we'll see later. First, I'll ask some questions. Give me answer. Listen with more concentration. Whatever you studied from that only I'm asking. Just think yourself whatever you studied from that and give answer. I'll scroll down. Complete code. You observe. Okay. In this program, how many classes are there? 2 classes. What are those? A class, B class. Between A class and B class, any relationship is there? Which relationship? Is a or has a? Is a relationship. Is a relationship refers inheritance. What is inheritance? Creating a new class from an existing class is called inheritance. Existed class is said to be superclass. New class is said to be here, which is superclass, which is subclass. A is superclass, B is subclass. Okay, A is superclass, B is subclass. You already studied whenever superclass object is created, then memory allocated to superclass members only. Whenever subclass object is created, memory allocated to both superclass and subclass. Okay. One more. Superclass reference can refer. Superclass reference can refer both superclass object and subclass object, but it can access only superclass members. Subclass reference can refer only subclass object, but it can access both superclass and subclass members. Okay, these all you studied. Now, some more questions. In A class, how many methods defined? What are those? Show and print. In B class, how many methods defined? What are those? Display. Now, print method belongs to which class? Display method belongs to which class? Which class? Show method belongs to which class? A class or B class or both the classes? Your answer can be right or wrong. Think and select answer. Now, here, this is only confusion here. Okay. Now, here, show method overridden. Overriding, method name same. Parameter list same. It is called overriding. Now, your answer can be right or wrong. So, first of all, print method belongs to which class? Display method belongs to which class? That is clear now? There is no doubt. Okay. Now, here, how many methods defined in A class? 2 methods. What are those? How many methods defined in B class? 2. What are those? This is also clear. Defining word different belongs to word different. Now, print method belongs to A class. Display method belongs to? Show method belongs to which class? A class or B class or both the classes? Think and give answer. A class, B class, both the classes. 1 minute, 1 minute. How many people answer A class? Just raise your hand. Your answer can be right or wrong, whatever it may be. Think and give answer. Okay. Online students. Next, how many people answer B class? Okay. Online students. Next, how many answer both the classes? Majority both the classes. Okay. Here belongs to word different, defined word different. Here in A class, two methods defined, show and display. B class, two methods defined, show and display. Here show and print, here show and display. That is okay. Print belongs to A. Display belongs to B. But confusion is show method. Show method confusion is there. Okay. It is overriding. Overriding. Method overridden. Now, here majority people selected both the classes. Both the classes selected. Some more people selected A class, some more people selected B class. And few people not give an answer. Okay, that is also continued. One general example I'll give. General example. Okay, then all will give right answer. If I give general example. Technical means confusion. General means everyone will give right answer. See. But these general examples only for understanding subject. Don't give these answers in interview. Already told. Okay. This is only for understanding. Now, suppose your family, 5 members are there. Assume 5 or 4, whatever it may be, leave it. Just assume 5 members are there. Okay. Your family, 5 members are there. Your family staying in Hyderabad. Okay. Your family staying in Hyderabad. Your relatives' family staying in village. Relation is there. Here also A class, B class relation is there, no? Like that. Like that relation. Your relatives' family staying in village. They are also 5 members. Okay. 2 families. One family staying in village. One family staying in Hyderabad. Okay. Between 2 families relation is there. Okay. There 5 members. Here 5 members. Now from relatives' family, one person came to Hyderabad to learn Java course. Okay. Assume one person came to Hyderabad to learn Java course. Until completion of Java course, he wants to stay in your home. Will you allow or not? Relation is there. Already told. Not unknown person. Relation is there. Your relative only. Okay. Now present, how many members are staying in your home? 6. One government employee come to your home, counting population purpose. He'll come. Okay. Then how many members detail he'll give? 5. He'll observe 6, but you are giving 5 details only. They'll say, what will say? That person is not belongs to our family. He's staying in my home, but is not belongs to our family. Now give me answer. A class or B class or both the classes? What is it? A class. See, all are giving answer, no? A class show method overridden in B class. From village family, one person came to Hyderabad, is staying in your home, but that person not belongs to your family. So the show method overridden here. It not belongs to B, belongs to A, defined in B. The person belongs to relatives family, but is staying in your home. Person belongs to relatives family, but is staying in your home. The person belongs to that family only. Okay. Now suppose you will treat like a family member. You will treat like a family member, but government will not accept, no? According to government record. Okay. You will treat like a family member only, but according to government record, that person belongs to that family only. Okay. Here, this A class show method overridden in B class. Not belongs to B, belongs to A, defined in B. Now, the person belongs to village family, relatives family, is staying in your home. The person completed Java course. He prepared one resume. Permanent address, present address, 2 address still right now. Permanent address, his address. Present address, your address is using. Okay. Person is one only, but having 2 addresses. Show method one only, having 2 definitions. It is permanent, it is present. What do you mean? That is permanent. This is present. That address, village address, permanent address, and Hyderabad address, present address, but actually belongs to relatives family, not belongs to your family. One person having 2 addresses, one method having 2 definitions. One method having two definitions. Show method belongs to A, defined in B also. Show method belongs to A, defined in B also. Defined in A, defined in B, but belongs to A. Is staying in Hyderabad, but not belongs to your family. Belongs to relatives family only. Like that. That is concept overriding. Okay. Now, A class show method overridden in B class. Now, B class definition I'll hide. If I ask question, is it overridden or not? If I ask, can you give answer? No. If I show B definition, then only you can give answers. Okay. Now, is it overridden in B class? Yes. This method is called overridden method. It is overridden method. Is this overridden in B class? No. Okay. Now, is it overriding method of A class? Yes. This definition is called overriding method. And is it overriding method of A class? No. Now, this definition is called overridden method. This definition is called overriding method. Village address is called permanent address. Hyderabad address is called present address. Person one only, two addresses. One address is called permanent, one address is called present. Here one definition is called overridden method. One definition is called overriding method. I'll give notes that one also. It is called overridden method. It is called overriding method. But at last method is one only. Belongs to A class. A class show method overridden in B class. Okay. Now here you observe public, static, void, main, string args. It is main method. Now A OB equal to new A. In this line, which class object created? A class. A class object created, A class reference created. Same class object, same class reference. Okay. With this, how many methods we can access? Two methods. What are those? Show and print. Now, if I call ob.show, valid. ob.print, valid. ob.display, not valid. Error. So last one, error. File, save. Say you will get a one error. That is display. Say Java C B.Java, Java B. So here first compilation error. Okay, 1 minute. Java C B.Java. That is already compiled .class file executed. Cannot find symbol. ob.display place error. Okay. ob.display place error. So this line is error. This line is error. Okay. ob.display. This line is error. Now, because here A object created, memory is not allocated to this, and that too you cannot access this. Okay. Suppose B OB equal to new B. Which class object created? Which class reference created? Then memory allocated to all. These two allocated, these two allocated. But show if I call, which one comes? A class definition or B class definition? 1 minute. Now, this concept is called overriding. Okay, overriding. What is this? 5. What is this? Now, which is visible to you? Overriding. That is overriding. On A class definition, B class overridden. Which is visible to you? B class. That means output is B class, like this. It is called overriding. Okay. On 5, I written 6. But what is visible to you? Backside 5 also is there, but doesn't appears like that. This definition overridden with this definition. So what is output comes? B class. So output B class comes. Say B class. Okay. A class show method overridden in B class. If you want to modify the definition, we use method name same, parameter same, definition changed. You can change the definition of A class. That is overriding concept. Already one programmer written some definition. The definition you want to modify. Then extend, inherit that class, you define. You modify. Library class also thousands of class methods are there. Lakhs of methods are there. If you want to change the library definition, that class inherit in your class. Same method name, same parameter, right? Then your program executed. That library doesn't work. You want to modify means use that. Already one programmer written, that is you want to modify. Suppose one programmer written to show a roll number, name, land address, landline number. That is you want to modify. Again, same show method, write it. Roll number, name, mobile number, mail ID. Latest one appears. It is overriding. Overriding purpose is that one. If you want to redefine, if you want to modify, if you want to re-implement, in that situation, we have to use. Okay. Here, this method overridden here. This method overridden here. Okay. Now, suppose if I write like this, AOB equal to new B. If I write, now which class object created? Again, all memory allocated. All memory allocated because B class object. But which class reference? Can we access B members? No. Already 4 diagrams are given. 4 diagrams are given. No? AOB equal to new A, BOB equal to new B, A, like that again. No? Now you cannot access B members. Now OB dot show. This is belongs to A. That's what it is printed. But this one error. What do you mean? Here, display method. Now, this is belongs to which class? It is belongs to which class? It is OB dot show mean this is only comes B class. But this one error. See? File. This is only confusion overriding. See? Error. I'll remove this. I'll make it a comment. Now, show and print. Show. What is coming? B class coming, no? Because memory allocated for both. Latest one appears always. Actually, if it belongs to A, if it belongs to B, can you access? You already studied, no? Superclass reference can refer. Superclass reference can refer both superclass object, subclass object, but it can access superclass members only. But how it is accessible? It is superclass. That's what we can access. Otherwise, error. Now, why this one error? It belongs to subclass. But how it is valid? It belongs to A class. This is only confusion. Defined in B belongs to A. Person is staying in your home, but not belongs to your family. Okay. Person is staying in your home, but the person not belongs to your family. Like that. Now, here it is superclass reference or subclass reference. Superclass reference. It can refer superclass object, subclass object, but it can access superclass members only. This one belongs to, that's what we can access. This one belongs to, you cannot access. Actually, overriding understanding purpose, only this method required. This method also why I written is, this is the reason. It is not accessible. It is accessible. This is accessible. This is not accessible. Reason, it belongs to A class, it belongs to B class. Now, I'll explain. First of all, what you do is, you write like this. It is ob.show. What is output? What happened? A class or B class? B class. Next print, next display. Okay. Now, here B object I created. In this case, no confusion. A OB equal to new B, only confusion. Okay. In this case, no confusion. Now, first you write this program. I'll give clarity with diagrams. I'll give clarity with the diagrams. Write is all. Example, write this one. I'll give a clarity. No, with the diagrams, I'll explain. First, as it is, write it. Object-oriented programming topic is confusion. But once if you understand, remaining Java, nothing. That's what put efforts. Is it over? Now I'll give diagrams, object diagrams I'll give. All diagrams, 4 combinations I'll give. Now, how it is belongs to runtime polymorphism concept, I'll explain. Is it completed? All students? Say about this. A class, B class, inheritance relationship. Okay. A class, B class, inheritance relationship, single inheritance. Now, it is superclass. Here, show method, print method. It is subclass. Show method, display method. Now, print belongs to which class? Display belongs to which class? B class. Show belongs to which class? A class. Is this show method overridden in B class? Yes. Is this print method overridden? No. Is this show method of overriding of A class? Yes. Is it display method of overriding of A class? This definition is called overridden method. It is called as an overridden method. It is called as an overriding method. Noda? It is called as an overridden method. It is called as an overriding method. In the above example, show method belongs to A class and it is overridden in B class. In the above example, show method belongs to A class and it is overridden in B class. In the above example, show method belongs to A class and it is overridden in B class. In the above example, show method belongs to A class and it is overridden in B class. Note on. Show method having two definitions. Show method having two definitions. Superclass definition is called overridden method and subclass definition is called overriding method. Show method having two definitions. Superclass definition is called overridden method and subclass definition is called overriding method. Show method having two definitions. Superclass definition is called overridden method and subclass definition is called overriding method. Is it over? So A class, B class, two classes are there. In between, relation is there, is a relationship. Okay. Show method of A class overridden in B class. And show method, this definition is called overridden method. This definition is called overriding method. One person having two addresses. One address is called permanent address. One more address is called present address. That type overridden method, overriding method, like that will call. Okay. Is it completed writing? Now, how many show methods? One show method having two definitions. One person having two addresses. With the general example also I given clarity. Okay. One method having two definitions. Okay. Superclass definition is called overridden method. Subclass definition is called overriding method. Is it completed? No. You observe. First combination. A OB1 equal to new A. Which class object created? A class. A is superclass or subclass? Memory allocated. Superclass members only. Show and print. Here A object. This object referred by OB1. Okay. Now here OB1 dot show. Is it valid? OB1 dot print. Is it valid? OB1 dot display. Not valid. Okay. First, this line is valid. This line valid. This line valid. This line not valid. This one, what is the output comes? A class or B class? A class. Because memory allocated for one show definition. That is A. Next, print method. Write this one. Here only one definition is there. Output A class print method. Now, two definitions are there. But how many definition memory allocated? One. That is only called. That's what A class. Because A object I created. If I create B object, both the memory allocated. Then latest one called overriding. Okay. Is it over? No. Output A class and print method. Is it completed? See. Now second one. No. Second one, B OB2 equal to new B. Which class object created? A class. A class or B class? B class. Show print. Both the classes memory allocated, no? Show and display. Now, it is referred by OB2. It is B object. In this object, this show also belongs to A. This is inner circle, like this I'm writing. It is not object. Belongs to A. Belongs to A. This show also belongs to A. Defined in B. It is belongs to A. It is belongs to A. It is defined in A. It is defined in B. Now, here. OB2 dot show. OB2 dot print. OB2 dot display. Now, first this is valid. Okay. Is it valid? Here two definitions are there. Which definition called? A class or B class? Which class? B class. Latest one. It is overridden here. It is called. Okay. Next. Is it valid? Is it valid? What is the output comes? B class. Print method, display method. Node. B class, print method, and display method. Ready, son? Output B class, print method, display method. Okay. Two definitions are there, but on this it is overridden. That's what latest one appeared. Latest one called. Is it completed? A class show method overridden in B class. If you want to print A class, what you have to do? What is it? Super keyword. Recently studied, no? A object not required. Super keyword is studied. Super keyword. Super dot show. Super class show method called. That is recently studied, no? Super dot show. Is it over? Now. Third combination. A OB3 equal to new B. It is also actually polymorphism concept. You will see very depth. You will see after overloading. Here which object created? B object. Memory allocated to A class and B class. Here B object created. Which class reference created? A class. It is A class reference created. OB3. OB3 refers only inner circle. You cannot access display, but you can access show. How? Show belongs to A. That is the reason we can. This display not belongs to A. That's what we cannot access. OB3 dot show. Is it valid? OB3 dot print. OB3 dot display. Not valid. First, this line is valid. Yes, because in B object A members are present. It is valid, but which method called? It is latest one, B. Okay. It is not valid. What is output? B class print method. Not done. B class and print method. Two definitions memory allocated. Two definitions memory allocated, but latest one called. If you want to call old one, you have to use super keyword. Super dot show. This is third combination. Now, why we cannot access display method? You studied superclass reference. Superclass reference can refer. Referring different, accessing different. Superclass reference can refer both superclass object, subclass object, but it can access only superclass members. So it is superclass reference or subclass reference. Then we cannot access display. But how it is accessible show? It belongs to A class. Overriding methods are belongs to superclass. That's what we can access. Okay. Now, fourth combination. BOB4 equal to new A. Which class object created? Memory allocated to? Memory allocated to? A class. Only A class memory allocated. Okay. Now, OB4 is a reference of which type? B type. Is it valid? It is not valid. Because this combination is illegal. Okay. Right, this one. Because that line only not valid. Calling also not possible. That line only not valid. Remaining no need to write. In A object, B members are not there. That's what not valid. But in B object, A members are there. That is the reason previous one valid. In previous third one, this fourth one you observe. In third one, which class object created? B class. In that A members present or not? That's not valid. In fourth one, which object created? Is there any B member? No, that's what not valid. It will refer B memory. There is no B memory. There is no B memory. Okay. It will refer subclass memory. Subclass memory is not there. This fourth combination illegal. Not valid. Just write one note. Overriding methods are belongs to superclass. Overriding methods are belongs to superclass. Is it over? Overriding methods are belongs to superclass. Now, whatever I explained, from that only, I'll ask some questions, give me answer. Okay. This program only, here, A, OB equal to new A. In these 4 lines, how many lines are not valid? Which one? This last one not valid. Okay, that is error. B, OB equal to new B. In these 4 lines, how many not valid? All are valid. Okay, there is no invalid line now. Here, what is the output comes here? B class. Okay. Now, if it is like this, what is the output? Here, A class. Suppose if it is like this here, B class. Okay. Now, B object created, both the memory allocated, latest one called. Okay. Now, I'll remove this. I'll remove this. Now you observe. Show method belongs to which class? Okay, A class. A class show method overridden in B class. Okay. This definition is called overridden method. This definition is called overriding method. Now, A OB equal to new A. OB dot show. What will be the output? What is the output? A class. Java C, B dot Java, Java B. A class. Suppose it is B. It is also B. What is the output? B class. Okay. Now, here A, it is B. What is the output? B class. Okay. Now it is B. It is A. Not valid. Error comes. Incompatible types. Incompatible types. A cannot be converted to B. This A object we cannot convert it to B. That is an error. Okay. Now I'll ask one more question. A OB equal to dash. Can I write new A here? Can I write new B? Here. Can I write new A? Can I write new B? Here. Suppose it is B. Here, can I write new A? Can I write new B? So in this dash, we can fill only new B. Then which method is what is the output? Now, even if I don't show this line here, what I'm going to pass, if I don't show this binding, you can give answer. It will bind with this one only. Okay. Suppose if I write AOB, here OB dot show. If I don't give answer of this one, can you give answer where it is bind? No. If I write new A, then what is output? If I write new B, this binding done after getting object. But this object dynamically we can pass. That is further Java libraries there. You'll see. We can load this class library dynamically. Then what will happen? Binding of this method call statement either with this definition or this definition. It will decide after getting object. That is called runtime polymorphism. So here I'm not saying what I'm going to pass. Can you give answer where it will bind? No. That is the concept. So how to pass object dynamically? That is later. First you write this one. Like this, write it. Write this code. I'll give a description. Is it over? A class. Binding of this method call statement with method definition is done after getting an object. At runtime. Binding of this method call statement with method definition is done after getting an object at runtime. This is known as runtime polymorphism. Here new A valid, new B valid. Binding of this method call statement with method definition is done after getting an object at runtime. This is known as runtime polymorphism. Objects we can pass dynamically through Java library methods. That is later. Here, if you pass new A, bound with A class definition. If you pass new B, bound with B class definition. That binding done at runtime while executing program. That type of binding is called runtime polymorphism. Okay. Dynamic polymorphism also you can call. Is it over? So binding of this method call statement with A definition or B definition when it will decide after getting object at runtime while executing Java program. That's what it is called, dynamic polymorphism, runtime polymorphism. Overloading comes under compile time polymorphism. Overriding comes under runtime polymorphism. Okay. But overloading and overriding not completed. I have to explain. I'll explain now. Many points are there. It's only definitions you have seen, one examples you have seen. Okay. Is it over? Writing is over. Now, done. Method overloading versus method overriding. Method overloading versus method overriding. Method overloading versus method overriding. One side, method overloading. One more side, method overriding. No done. If two or more methods with the same name, if two or more methods with the same name and with the same parameters and with a different if two or more methods with the same name and with a different parameters list, then it is said to be method overloading. If two or more methods with the same name and with the same parameters list, then it is said to be method overriding. If two or more methods with the same name and with a different parameters list, then it is said to be method overloading. If two or more methods with the same name and with the same parameters list, then it is said to be method overriding. Second point. In method overloading, return type can be same or can be different. In method overriding, return type must be same except covariant return type. I'll explain what is covariant. Covariant return type. In method overriding, return type must be same except covariant return type. But what is covariant return type? I would explain. Just write the notes. That is, tomorrow I'll explain. Just I'll give first notes. I'll give. covariant return type. In method overriding, return type must be same except covariant return type. Is it over? In overloading, return type same also valid, different also valid. But in overriding, return type must be same except this concept, except covariant return type. Third point. No, is it over? No. Third point. Methods can be overloaded in the same class also. Methods can be overloaded in the same class also. Here, methods cannot be overridden in the same class because of ambiguity. Ambiguity to call. Fourth one. Methods can be overloaded in inheritance also. Methods can be overridden in inheritance only. Methods can be overridden in inheritance only. In method overloading, access modifier can be same or different. In method overriding, overriding method can have same access modifier or less restrictive access modifier. In method overriding, overriding method can have same access modifier or less restrictive access modifier. Must not be more restrictive. Must not be more restrictive. Must not be more restrictive. In method overriding, overriding method can have same access modifier or less restrictive access modifier. Must not be more restrictive. Is it over? Next, 6. Fifth one, I given 6, 7, 8. 3 more points are there. Not completed. These all I have to explain. Only points I given. In method overriding, overloading side, all are valid. Overriding side restrictions are there many. You observe. Is it completed? Okay, otherwise remaining we'll see tomorrow. Okay, remaining points we'll see tomorrow. Not completed.